Hello, everyone, and welcome to RigER webinars. And today we will talk about oilfield sales management. My name is Michael Maltsev. I'm CEO at RigER, and we will just starting. So you can follow us on different social media. Instagram and LinkedIn is most popular platforms where you can find the latest news about RigER and new webinars invitations. So please join LinkedIn group of RigER, and there you can see all the new webinars. And today we actually starting the third season of RigER webinars, and it's August. So let's move forward and talk about oilfield sales management. So today we will talk about different topics of sales, rentals, consumables, and equipment sales tracking. And today we have three presenters, myself, Michael Maltsev, Gleb Kobets, our VP of Operations, and Arsen Hartunen, software consultant. And we will cover the sales process, sales documents, sales approvals, mobile oilfield sales demo, sales reports, and equipment sales module. So let me a little bit introduce RigER to who is new to us, and we'll a little bit explain what's the relationship between BelcaSoft and RigER. So the BelcaSoft is a company we established several years ago in Calgary, Alberta, and with core focus of a paperless enterprise, custom solutions and integration with different accounting software. And RigER is our flagship product, and RigER actually meaning rig equipment rentals. So the main and core product was about rentals, but in oil patch, rentals always connected with services. So right now we covered almost everything, almost all the operations of the rental and service companies in oil patch. RigER product family is growing every day, and we have right now 4 different mobile solutions: mobile oilfield sales, operations, and purchases. Our specific solutions for the particular industry or sub-industries, if you will. So the downhole tools, waste management, flowback, telecom, rig move, and more and more different things, and our geography will grow as well. We'd like to thank all of our clients with different industries and different geographical locations, from Canadian companies and US companies. As you see, we have lots of different equipment tracking. They run different businesses like surface equipment, downhole tools, etc. So let's talk about the sales process and the specific features of the oilfield sales. So from our experience, we see that the sales process design really depends on the different factors. For example, the type of equipment, relation with client. It could be outbound sales or inbound sales, the price practices. For example, some companies, they'd like to fix the price, and the salesperson personnel could not change any prices. Another application could be a different price settings. When the price depends on the division, we can provide a discount, so different rental periods, and the volume pricing. So RigER include price management, and we can set up any prices for the particular location or particular client. So the entire sales process starts from the salesperson, and in different organizations it could be a different person. Some of the clients, they dedicated a sales team. Some of the clients, they have the sales team plus dispatcher. So the customer can call the dispatcher, and they set up a new job. But in general, we start the sales transaction, sales quote, opportunity lead, as you would. So in the office or in the field. So in the office and the field, we use the same documents. However, in the field, we use a mobile application. So, and the salesperson can enter the sales quote, rental agreement, print this rental agreement, email, upload photo if needed. And after that, everything goes to the manager for approval. And after the approval, it goes to the dispatcher and for the operations part of it. So the entire sales process, we use three main documents: price list, quote, and rental agreement or rental service agreement. And those three documents connected and define the entire job. So we consider any document in the system as not a static document, but dynamic document with different statuses through the business process flow. And when you start the opportunity lead creation based on the price list or price book, so the salesperson opened the rental service agreement with status open. Then after that, the salesperson can send this particular document for the approval to a general manager or operation manager, or it could be a sales manager. Really depends on the hierarchy of the company and how the sales process designed. And after the approval, everything goes to the client for signature. And again, this is one of the example of the different sales processes which you can realize and build in RigER. And in this particular case, we have management approval first, client approval second. In some cases, we have an opposite situation when we have client approval first and the management approval second. Really depends on the particular organization. Different sales roles in RigER. We have a sales manager. It could be the person who responsible for all the sales operations and approved rental service agreement and can see, enter, edit all rental service agreement, and a salesperson who can observe, enter, and edit only his or her rental service agreements. So really depends on the level of hierarchy and the structure of the company. So the salesperson dashboard, you can see that the particular salesperson can see only his agreements with different statuses, different clients, different locations. However, they're only that particular salesperson. But the sales manager will see the entire picture of the sales within an organization. So it's very robust, and again, it designed on the background on the software. So when you assign a role of the salesperson can see only his rental service agreement. So let's move forward, and Arsene will tell you about the sales documents.
Yes, thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, let's move on and speak a little bit about the documents. Now, depending on your operations or business processes, you might call these documents in many different ways, including quotes, bids, rental contracts, and most of these documents will include terms and conditions with it that you define for your sales jobs. So all of these documents are available in RigER, and depending on your configuration and request, we can have all of them in the system and available to you to utilize. So let's move on, and you again can see the list of the documents. All of these documents in our system will be available to you under a single name, which is the rental service agreement. Now, rental service agreement is a document that is absolutely mandatory for every single job, and you will have to create a rental service agreement. In your case, it might be a quote, presenting a quote or a bid to a client, or a service contract or a rental contract or whatever else. Okay, so another very important aspect of a very important document in the system would be the price agreement. Let's see a situation like when the salesperson is in the field and trying to negotiate price with the potential client. Now, he presents the prices that we have in our price list, but the client just wants to have some adjustments. So in that case, he can generate a price agreement that is a document in RigER that is only applicable to a single client for a certain period of time. And he can adjust the prices accordingly and create the rental service agreement based on that. And on this note, let me pass the microphone to our VP of Operations, Gleb, who will tell you about the sales approval process.
Thank you very much, Arsen. And hi, everyone. My name is Gleb. I'm VP of Operations in RigER. Let me just tell a little bit about the sales approval process in RigER, how it can be done, depending on the settings of the system. So for the purpose of tracking the new quotes and just to communicate smoothly between different sales guys in the sales team, we have established and developed the email notification tool, which allows the system automatically creating email and send email notifications about new jobs created in the system. So how it works, usually the admin of the system set up a sequence of the events that will happen with the documents in the system. And once for example, the status of the rental service agreement has been changed from open to approved, the automatic email notification will be sent to the next responsible person in this process. In most cases, it is the salesperson who receives the approval from his sales manager or general manager, and he sees in his email client that the job is approved, and now we can move on and provide the rental service agreement for the customer for signature, for example, or just submit it to them for their information. In the email notification tool, we have a number of features, and this tool allows you to apply the notification sending to the different documents. It can be not only rental agreements, but also delivery tickets or repair tickets. So there is more than 10 documents available for the email notifications. And also we can send these notifications both to the client and any other external users who may need this information in their hands. Also, multiple recipients inside of the organization can be mentioned and set on the list who will receive this notification. We can also include attachments to the emails. As you can see on your screen right now, there is an attachment of the rental service agreement to the email. And also we can change the email subject. So according to the purpose of the communication of the company, we can set different subjects for the emails. Another good feature of the RigER system is the function matrix. And there are two actual levels of the rental service agreements approvals. This function can be assigned to the sales manager or general manager. And on the right-hand side, you see the roles of every single user in the system. So we can assign different roles to the user. Additionally, we can set the function, in this case, it's RSA approval. You see that I'm selected in the list and I have been assigned with these functions. So I can approve RSAs. For example, if we have multiple sales managers, but the only sales director or general manager can approve RSAs, we can assign this function only to this specific user, and all other users will be unable to do this. So another recent development of the RigER development team was the missed opportunities report, and that's one of the ways how you can track and how the sales team of your company can track the statuses of different sales quotes and different opportunities. So that kind of something similar to what different CRM systems have in their functionality. And we can set the status of the rental service agreement, for example, as rejected. You see on the right-hand side in the red box. And also we can select the reason for the missing this rental service agreement. So it can be selected from the number of reasons. And then at the end of the period, say weekly or monthly, the sales manager can build a report that will show you how many rental service agreements have been rejected or canceled or whatever the reason. So, and just communicate to their to his sales persons on the reasons of the rejection. We came to the point that we can ask your questions, and you're very welcome to submit your question to us, so we can just to a little bit give you feedback on what you have just heard. If you have any questions, please use the chat function at the bottom of your control panel, or you can submit your questions in the Q&A part of the Zoom session. So please feel free to ask any questions right now, and we'll be ready to address them accordingly. In the meantime, while we are waiting for your questions, I had one submitted to us before from one of our prospects. And the question was, does RigER's system allow to have different prices for different locations of one particular client?
Yeah, let me take this one and explain. So definitely, when you set up the a particular location prices, when you set up the rental service agreement, you can edit those prices, and usually our clients do that. However, some of the clients, they'd like to keep the price in the same level, and they use the price agreements, and it's a faster way how to set up the different prices for different clients.
Okay, thank you. Another question that came in from Patrick earlier is, can our company have discounts on our site? Can we provide discounts to the clients?
Yeah, we have this option. It's very popular, especially with the Canadian companies. The fixed price, and they only negotiate a discount level. So yeah, it's possible. It's another option. So if you do not see the discount in your rental service agreement, you just need to ask us, and we will add this. It's available. However, we in some cases hide those columns because users do not need them.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. And I don't see any other questions on our list, but anyways, you'll be able to ask any other questions down the road at the end of the webinar. So please feel free to collect the questions and address them at the end of the webinar. All right, let's move on to the next topic of our presentation, which is the RigER mobile sales applications that we have in our portfolio. And let me cover this topic with Arsen together. So let's first start with a quick overview of the RigER application screen. That is the real screenshot of our mobile application that we'll show a little bit later in the demo. And actually, the salesperson is able to create a new rental service agreement and at his mobile application, change the rental service agreement status from open to approved, or from pending, or from to signed. Also, he is able to check the rental units availability. It is also allowed, and check the price list, check the prices, and change them if necessary right on the mobile application. Also, the application allows him to select the client location, the contact person at this location, and if the contact person has a phone number, he can dial in right away from the mobile app and to communicate any details of the job to him. Also, we are able to attach any photos of the say that is related to this job, and send them along with the document itself. And definitely we can email the copy of this rental service agreement from the mobile application, so it's almost instantaneous communication with the client. Currently we have 4 mobile applications specifically designed for oilfield sales. The RigER Mobile Oilfield is the main application and the biggest one, which has pretty much all the functions that are available. But the RigER Oilfield Sales application is specifically designed for the sales operations, sales activities. So the salesperson can install this application on his mobile phone, and he'll be seeing his rental service agreement and quotes. So, and will not be disturbed with any other documents. So it's lighter application that we usually suggest to use for sales guys. Now, let me start a quick demo of our system, both desktop and mobile application, and we will cover this with Arsen together. So if we start the new rental service agreement on the mobile application, we can select the date and time of the job. Then we go and select our client from the list that is available, and we select the location of this client. Now we go forward and check all the details. We can set the start date of the delivery of the equipment. We check another details, and we can add external comment on this rental service agreement. That could be any comment about this job. If everything is okay here, we go further and we add rental units that are going to be delivered to the client. We select from the list, and we check the quantity, and the prices are taken automatically from the price list. And you see that the services are added automatically because they are connected to the rental equipment. We just change the quantity, and we just post this rental service agreement and make it active for the system, for the cloud. And then we can just go ahead and synchronize our mobile application with the cloud storage. So the information will be sent to the server and will be available at any device. You see that I right away received the notification.
Yeah, as a manager, the manager would receive a notification, and after receiving, he can directly open the rental service agreement on his mobile device. He can check it out, see all what is included in the device, or he can pop it open in his desktop cloud application, just to see it in a more bigger screen, if you may. After opening the rental agreement on his cloud, he can check all the information that is needed, and all he has to do is basically to either cancel or approve the agreement itself. And after approving, he just posts the document in the system and it becomes available. So after posting, it will also send a notification to the salesperson.
Yeah, and myself as a salesperson receives this notification, and I see that the quote is approved. Okay, that it means that I can go ahead and proceed with this job. And again, I can synchronize it, updated my mobile application, go ahead into this rental service agreement. And also I can print this quote out and send to my customer by email. And also I can collect the signature right away on my mobile screen or tablet. So the client signs this agreement, and we save this attachment. We save this picture and attach it to rental service agreement, and you see that it's changed the status to signed. The same happens in desktop application. And once the agreement is signed, it's marked as signed, and it means that it's good. So we now can proceed with a delivery of the equipment for this job. Okay, now let's move on, and I'm going to cover the next important topic of the sales process, which is the sales reports. The RigER has more than RigER has actually 16 reports in terms of sales revenue. I mean rental revenue and service revenue as well. And also we can analyze the revenue in 10 dimensions, different dimensions as of now. And we're expanding this number constantly. So the feature of every single report of in RigER includes saving to PDF format, so you can save any report to PDF and send then to any necessary person. We can also export the report to Excel and play with the data down the road. And we can send this report by email right from RigER. And also, every single report can be set for the email reporting, automatic email reporting. So we can set the schedule of the reports. Say the management will receive reports every single morning about specific operations. So just a few examples of the reports in RigER. You see the revenue by periods report. So it's month by month and split by rental equipment and services. And also we can select different structure of this report depending on what kind of analytics we'd like to extract. We can also build a report which is revenue by customers and see a revenue by customers and by line of business that we provide to this customer. Revenue top 10 report shows you top 10 performers as of in terms of rental units, services, clients, and location, salesperson, trucks, etc. So there are about 10 dimensions that we can analyze. And also we can select the particular salesperson on the rental service agreement dashboard and analyze how many agreements he has or at what status those agreements are. And actually with all the numbers, amounts, and all additional information. This dashboard is dynamic, so we can play with the data and set the period for which you'd like to see the information and filter different parameters. Another recent report that has been developed by our team is the sales commission report, which is the part of our HR module. And this report shows how much commission a particular salesperson has earned for a particular period of time. And based on the different priorities, it can be customer, it can be division, it can be department, we can calculate the sales commission automatically. So it's very dynamic and pretty extensive. So, and the companies uses this report usually for the payroll purposes. So they calculate commissions and then submit it to the salesperson. Price list report shows you which prices do you have in the system currently as of a particular date. And also we can build a report which called items without prices, just to give you an understanding for what equipment or services the prices has not been assigned in the system. Daily cost sheet shows you actually the cost of the job on a daily basis for a particular client, because sometimes oil companies request the daily cost sheets. They want to see how much they pay daily, and this daily cost sheet is dynamic as well, because once you submit more equipment to the customer or you just provide additional services, you can generate this daily cost sheet and send to the customer for the information. Discount analysis report is another one, and we already spoken about the discounts. So this report shows you how much revenue you have generated for different clients and how much discounts you have provided, and you can analyze the net revenue after discounts. It can be billed by clients, locations, and particular rental equipment. Sometimes sales guys, they need to see what equipment is available for the dispatch, and this report, rental units availability, can show them this information so they can better communicate with the clients about the equipment that is available right now or will be available soon. Location report, on the other hand, shows what equipment we currently have at the client's locations. And usually this report is being submitted to customers on the automatic schedule, so we can send this report weekly or even daily to our customers. And again, I have already told you about the email reporting tool, and that's just a few screenshots about how we set the schedule. So it can be daily, weekly, monthly, or on a custom basis, and even select the time of the date when the report will be sent to the responsible person. Now let me pass the mic to Michael, and he will tell about the sales module in RigER.
Yeah, so the sales module, it's a little bit different from the oilfield operations. And if we see the picture of the modules, we see that the sales module at the right section, so we'll see this the pure sales when the sales not connected with the oilfield operations, when you have a sales order, sales shipment, sales invoice, and it's just the equipment or goods or consumable sales. So some of our clients, they use this for the wholesale process when they have purchase orders and they have a sales order. So combine them together and see the difference. So it's pretty straightforward document chain where you can generate a sales order, a quote, and send to the client for the approval. Then you have a sales shipment document and you have a sales invoice document. So both those are connected, and the reason why we have those are two different events, like a shipment and invoicing, because you can have a portional shipment. Say, for example, you have a sales order for 10 pieces of the equipment, and today you just send those 2, and next week you will send next 3. And in this case, it will be a several sales shipment document and possibly several invoices, or could be one invoice as well. So it really depends. And definitely you can track all your sales activity. And here's the sales module, how it looks like, and the main document, sales order, invoices, and shipment presented here. So the sales order, you see that we collect the client, billing address, shipping address, and when we put the department where it comes from. So it could be yard, shop, or any other department. And we set up the item, the price, and tax scheme, if it will be the tax schedule for US or in Canada, will be GST, PST, depending on which one we use. What province, we can put some sales details and comments about the sales order. So it's a pretty standard in RigER. And you can have several print forms of the sales order. And again, all the print forms customizable in RigER, and client can have 2, 3, 4, 5, any number of print forms necessary to use for a particular document. So after the sales order, we have a sales shipment or sales bill of lading, and the reason why we name it a sales shipment, because we already have a bill of lading document which connected with purchases. So to distance the distinct were those two documents and have the difference between them, we just use name shipment. Sometimes people are confused about that, but the sales shipment is pretty straightforward document generated based on the sales order. And we only need to put the ship date and the quantity, and in some cases carrier. So and after that we can print a bill of lading and put the some check marks and send the equipment to our client. And after that we generate a sales invoice. It's pretty straightforward, very simple process. You just click generate button one after another, and you build that chain of documents. And definitely you can have several print forms of the sales invoices, because sometimes you can have that international invoices. They can look a little bit different, or internal invoices, they like in normal invoices. That's probably everything about oilfield sales. We try to make this as fast as possible and cover as much as possible. So I see a couple questions. Thank you, Mark, for those. The question is, will we publish this webinar on YouTube? Yes, we will, and you will receive a link this week, so you can review or just check the details which we covered today. And again, if you will have any issues or questions, just let us know. We are here to help. And you had another question, if it's, give me a sec. Can you override the price when you generate the agreement? So if the a particular location price differ from the price agreement with the client, yes, you can. Again, in general, yes, but in some clients, we set the limitations that the salesperson couldn't change the price agreement. Really depends on how flexible you are about the prices. In some cases, yes, in some cases, no, but in general, it's not a problem. You can put a specific price for a particular location, for a particular job. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have another question, Michael. We were talking about the mobile application, and we showed how we synchronize this with the cloud storage and how the information flows. But is that possible that the salesperson will work with the mobile application? He will create a new documents in the offline mode if he doesn't have a connection to the internet currently?
Yeah, definitely. Our mobile application works offline, so you can use your mobile phone or tablet in a field, put all the details and synchronize when you will have the connectivity. Because we know the lots of area in oil patch not covered by good internet signal, so you can use mobile app in any places. I know that I can give you one example. In Texas, some of our clients, they prefer to use mobile apps because the connectivity, even in the yard, the connectivity was so slow that they did. It was easy for them to run the mobile application instead of run the cloud application. It was a very interesting experience for us.
Yeah, I agree. Desktop application requires all-time connection and constant connection to the internet. If you lose the connection in 1 minute, the connection to the database will be interrupted, and you may lose some information that you haven't saved. So for this reason, we suggest to use the mobile application on the iPad, which has the bigger screen, or just to make sure that your internet connection is stable, to use the desktop application.
Yeah, and another problem, when you have an open session from the cloud application, so the server will still wait for the response, and in this case, you will utilize the license, and in some cases, it could be a big issue with the client because they have some low signal or not stable signal. And server open the session, use the license, and they can enter to the system the second time. So it's not allowed because the license was utilized already. And server usually keep the license, the session open around like 5 to 10 minutes. So it's not really convenient in some cases. But again, it's more technical question. Definitely, we can figure out in every particular case how we can solve the problem.
Okay, thank you. And another question that I have on my list is, does RigER have some kind of CRM functionality, because some of our clients and prospects, they use specifically designed CRM systems for the sales purposes. Is that something in RigER that can allow people to communicate with their customers in terms of sales process?
Definitely. We had that experience then. Clients ask us to build leads in RigER, so to track the opportunities and leads. However, most of our clients use the third-party CRM or not use CRM at all, because again, it depends on the structure of the sales process. However, if we talk about CRM integration, usually what we do, we import the contact information or client information, and in some cases, when the salesperson uses the phone, mobile phone, they can import the contact from the mobile phone book. So the contacts can be imported. So this could be a good thing that you can track all the contacts. Moreover, we talk about RigER as an operational CRM, and it means that the CRM means the client relationship management. So, and a client relationship management is not only sales but the operations as well. So you need to understand how you sell the product and how the product perform. So, and in this case, like in second case of the operational side of this problem, RigER perform in very good shape. So we track all the interactions with a particular engineer of the particular contact, and we can show you how the engineer use our system. Moreover, some of the reports we are showing today, it was a report about the engineer revenue. So say, for example, the engineer promise you that it will be 30 jobs per year, ask the 20% discount, and at the end of the year you realize that it was only 2 or 3. So I saw that situation previously, and definitely when you have that kind of statistics, you can show, okay, this is what you promised, this is what we had, and unfortunately next year we couldn't provide you a 20% discount, only 2. That's the situation which we have in RigER. And talking about the integration with different CRM systems, it's possible to send. So it's possible to track the leads in and all the communications with them in CRM system. And when we come to the particular quote or bid, then we can enter everything in RigER and generate that PDF file and put this PDF file to the CRM system.
Okay, on this note, I'd like just to say thank you to everyone who attended this webinar today. And I invite you to our next webinars next week. So please feel free to subscribe to our email list to be updated with the upcoming webinars. And
in the next week, August 8th, we will talk about the inventory tracking, or consumables, tools, parts. So it will be a very interesting topic about how we can build the entire process from purchases to sales for usage, utilizing all the consumables in the service and rental business.
Okay, all right. Good. Thank you very much. And let's stay in touch. We'll talk to you next week. And have a great day. Goodbye.
Every week, same time, 1 p.m. So please join us next time. And thank you for today. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.